how do you coexist with someone who's done something terrible? I guess Fox figured out how to do it with Rudy Giuliani, but you know, it's a little harder for Isaac.
All right, so when last we tuned in, many years ago, there was the whole war with the Kalons, and Isaac's there back working on the ship. Talk a little bit about what the mood is like with him there.
Well, I think there's just conflicting views. I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, he's been such a pivotal character and such a big part of the ship for so long, and honestly have our reasons to bring him back. So that's helpful for the galaxy. But there's going to be a lot of soreness with a lot of the other people who've lost people from the Kalons. There's going to be some ups and downs. And, you know, Penny has an amazing storyline with that.
There's an old human custom called forgiveness. It too takes time. But it must have a beginning.
It's kind of like a best friend that you have invested emotionally and intellectually and just shared so many things. And all of a sudden they do something that you thought you really knew them and you don't. So it's like a rebirth kind of thing, a death and then a rebirth. And the fact that Claire has allowed this person to be in her life with her kids. I mean, so you have this mother hen around protecting the emotions of children who don't truly understand why someone would be on the other side as an enemy.
Isaac, we love you.
That's one of those things that was very influenced by the fans, I gotta say. When we wrote that season, that episode was that two-parter was a pretty big swing, and we just didn't know if people were gonna be there for it. Certainly not from us. And they were, and the message we got loud and clear was more of this. So going into this season, as is spoiled by the trailer a little bit, there's certainly a reckoning that we go right at. He's done a very bad thing, and he's still has to live with this crew on a day-to-day basis. And it's that question of how do you coexist with someone who's done something terrible. I guess Fox figured out how to do it with Rudy Giuliani, but you know, it's a little harder for Isaac.
You do know where you're going, right?
Nope.
Oh boy.
I want to talk a little bit about what's new for season 2. You have Ann Winters from 13 Reasons Why. She's joined the cast. What sort of role does Ensign Charlie Burke fill?
Without giving anything away, what can I tell you? Your bridge is essentially the Keaton's living room on Family Ties.
Yeah.
You do want to have somebody that Gordon can kind of interact with and have a rapport with. And we haven't had that for a while since John left for engineering. So Charlie slips into that role very nicely. She becomes a prominent fixture on the bridge, and I think fans are going to be excited with where her character goes.
It's almost like yesterday was one life, and today's another.
Adrianne, which episodes are you most excited about people seeing?
There's a big arc that involves Kelly and another crew member. I think it's going to be very pivotal and a big part of what people are dealing with today. I can't tell you anything else because, you know, I'll get in big trouble.
What about you, Penny? What episodes are you most excited for people to see?
All of them. And I don't say that, you know, in just a candid way. All of them in that they are so packed with relevant information or thoughts. There will be lots of conversations about the Orville, what we deal with in each episode. But as far as the arc of Claire, I've always known her to be just so multi-dimensional, but I think we go really deep inside of Claire. I truly have to say it's just a fabulous season, and maybe because we have a lot going on in the real world.
You know, I love that you really see Kelly and Claire's relationship really evolve. I mean, they've always had a real strong relationship, but you really see their...
Oh, I love our relationship. Oh my gosh.
Our wine days are my favorite. Those are my favorite.
Exploration always carries risk. I say we risk it.
Any fun new creature designs coming up?
Lots, yeah. The visual effects department this year has performed a Herculean task, and that, above all, I think is something that people they have no expectation of what's coming. They have done something that, to me, is as impressive as anything I've seen on television.
Well, Yaphet, that gelatinous goofball, he's always been a scene stealer over the years.
I think I'm just lonely, you know? I'm the only gelatinous crew member on board. It's just tough to meet people. Hey, you ever feel like coming by my quarters and just getting weird and sloppy some night? Oh my God, I would be so into that.
What did it mean to you to be able to have Norm back for part of this season.
We were thrilled. He's such a great part of that engineering community. That engineering to us was always the place where kind of our weirdest aliens work for whatever reason. That was just the creative choice we made. Norm, you know, it's so sad to lose him. And I'm so grateful that he left us with a season's worth of Yaphet that has yet to come. So it's you know, there's more Norm on its way, and so we're lucky to be a part of that legacy.
I think a couple of weeks ago there were rumblings that this might be the final season. Is there anything you want to say towards that?
Hulu, with their official statement, pretty much summed it up. We don't know if there's an appetite for it, if there's an audience response, and if this is the season where the show really pops, then I think we're all open to doing more. But it's really just a question of, is there an audience, and that's what remains to be seen.
Let's give this everything we got, and may the force be with you. How was that?
Perfect.